Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Adventures of a Sailor Girl for the 11th of December. So very excited to be coming to you live from the Royal Prince Alfred Yacht Club's, not only one of my favourite clubs in Australia, but one of my favourite clubs in the world. And my goodness, am I happy to be back in yacht clubs. It has been a phenomenal week. I feel like I've been so busy. I've not even had any time to sleep, but that's okay. It means we're back in business, and that's really fun. Well, at least down here in the Southern Hemisphere. My apologies to those who are in the North and maybe in lockdown. But without further ado, it's about time we got going into our segment,
Sailing News in 60 Seconds-ish.
And I do apologise if there's any sounds of frivolity in the background, given that it is happy hour at the Royal Prince Alfred Yacht Club right now, and I will be sailing here on the weekend. That's the first bit of news. Second bit of news, far more exciting than me being at the Royal Prince Alfred Yacht Club. Or is it? I'm so excited that Escoffier is back on land following the sinking, unfortunately, of PRB. Let's have a look at the Vendée Globe news update.
J'ai échangé avec des marins et c'est toujours un plaisir de découvrir de nouveaux métiers sur l'eau. Ça reste ma passion et j'ai hâte d'y retourner pour naviguer.
Regarde ça comme c'est beau quoi. Le surf à houle. Yeah. Et nous on fait le sous-marin. Ah, ces belles vagues là, ouais.
Voilà, un peu d'image des vies à bord. Les cirés qui sèchent avec les bottes. Les radars. L'alarme de sommeil avec l'appli, l'ordi, la banette. Vive les mers du Sud! C'est ça les mers du Sud! Ouais.
Y'a qui c'est qui voit ça?
Vous êtes tous là. J'ai pas de regrets sur ma course. Je pense pas avoir fait d'erreur technique. Le bateau, il était pour moi à 100% de son potentiel. J'étais troisième, il était à 100% de son potentiel. J'avais fait attention tout le début de course de faire de belles vitesses moyennes et de pas trop taper dedans.
What are the odds that Jeremy Bayou, could actually catch up from here? Does anybody think that could happen? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see if that happens, but I'm more excited to see, as I said, that Escoffier is back on land. I cannot believe what he went through. More so, I can't believe there was a crash in the F1 with Grosjean as well as Escoffier on the same day. I was so stressed. It was a crazy week in sport. I'm really glad it all turned out okay. Thank you for Halos. Thank you for Jean Le Cam. What an absolute legend. Meanwhile, my race committee are in the background having a good drink ahead of the VX1 state titles this weekend here at Royal Prince Alfred Yacht Club. Lovely to have you joining me. This week in Sydney, it was all about one race, and I was so excited to be covering sailing in person. Let's have a look at what it was. It was my gosh, who saw our stories on Tuesday? Thank you to Jonathan. I drank way too much coffee as per usual at the Grinders Big Boat Challenge. Phenomenal day on the water. Only 4 boats, but better than none. Oh my gosh, I was so lucky. I got to talk to all of the skippers the day before. My first interview back after such a long time was with Mark Squark Bradford. Would you all like to have a little bit of a look? Here we go. This is Nick Douglas for Adventures of a Sailor Girl, my first official interview since March. Great to be on the dock with you, Mark Squark Bradford, ahead of the SOLAS Big Boat Race. How are you feeling?
Yeah, it's good. It's good to be back. I can't really believe this is actually going to happen by the looks of it. So fingers crossed we get there, but it's pretty exciting, isn't it?
Oh, I'm so excited. And can I say that seeing the cabinetry race start and feeling all of it happening, it's so nice to feel some normalcy around summer after what's been a really tough year. I mean, you guys headed off to Europe.
Yeah, look, it's all pretty surreal, to be honest. I mean, we didn't think we'd get to this point, and for sure when COVID started we were confused about what the operation would be. The last Hobart was our last Hobart. Here we are with another opportunity, which is fantastic, and Pete's done a great job for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, your crew here, I think the good thing about COVID is I've seen a few people on board who are your regulars, but you've got a few other people who might be at home because they don't have anything else to do.
Yeah, well, it's kind of good and bad. I mean, it is bittersweet. We we built a really strong crew, and the core of that were Kiwis. Like them or not, they're bloody good at this thing that we do. And then they all couldn't make it, so Scotty Beavis was the only one that could make it out of the group. And lucky a few of our old friends were lying around in Australia, so we got to pick up Ryan Godfrey and Slingsby and a couple of battlers like that. Silas.
Yeah.
Pretty good, actually.
I know, it's a real team of battlers. So, I mean, if I didn't cheer for Blackjack already, now I've got an even better reason to. How are you feeling about Hobart? I know we're a long way out from the Rolex Sydney Hobart, but how's the team coming back together?
Oh, look, yeah, it's amazing. We sort of obviously haven't sailed at all this year, and we picked it up pretty cleanly. I mean, we've had a couple of little issues, but the boat's in such good nick. Liam and Reese did such a good job, and Alex of preparing the shot that we don't want for anything really. And so the boat's been kept in good order all year. Had a little holiday to Europe, which is I think good for the boat, just to see broaden its horizons. And look, this is all just down to Peter Harburg and his passion for the sport and his drive to have a racing boat and use it.
And that's the biggest thing too. I see so many boats when I go around the world, not this year obviously, but when I travel the globe or in Australia, you see so many boats not actually racing. This one races, it races hard, it does everything it can. So I'm so happy that we have a Rolex Sydney Hobart for you guys and we get to enjoy the action.
Yeah, look, and I wear two hats. I work for North Sales and I'm a key player of the marine industry, and I think it's just a fantastic thing for families in the marine industry. Kids can now get Christmas presents and all those things that you wouldn't think as a byproduct of racing sailing boats, but it really is, and there's hundreds of people now employed over this month that's really going to help a tough spot for them.
Absolutely. I mean, just that influx, the passion, the excitement makes everybody a little bit more positive, and I don't think it's just in sailing. There are so many people outside of sailing who are going to really attach themselves to the fact that we're working towards having a Boxing Day, which so many people attribute and connect with sailing.
Yeah, look, and for sure you can't overlook the adversity that's happened this year, and we've got luxury racing sailing boats for sure. So, like you say, it's a great opportunity, and the atmosphere is starting to build like nothing else. It'd be great to have the other boats out there, the Scallywag and Wild Oats, and I understand the reasons why they couldn't make it. All the teams have got different things going on and different pressures, and I get that. So it's a 2-boat race, and we've seen InfoTrack quite strong. I mean, they've had our measure for 3 races in a row now, so we've got to work on that, but the boats are extremely close.
Yeah, and today the SOLAS Big Boat Challenge, I mean, you've got a few people on board that have gotten their spots. I mean, let's not forget the purpose of this day as well is to raise money for a charity which helps keep you guys safe.
Yeah, so we've taken a bit of an initiative ourselves in that the Yacht Club normally auctions some spot, but because of the COVID thing they couldn't, so we're going to make our guests that we've invited will make a donation, or a small donation to the charity, but we recognise what this is about, and the SOLAS charity is very important to us.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to let you get out on the water and have a fantastic day out there. Thank you so much for catching up with us, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Not only today, but in all the days leading up to the Rolex Sydney Hobart.
Thanks, Nick. Always a pleasure.
Brilliant. What does the Grinders SOLAS Big Boat Challenge mean? The countdown is on for Hobart, and I need you all to keep an eye out on your social media streams. I'm going to be bringing you a promotion by Monday, and I might be giving away something basically from every day on Monday, leading into the Rolex Sydney Hobart, one of my favourite races. It is such a great race. But what we're going to do now is check out my interview with Whisper. So I'm not going to reveal the results yet. You may have seen the results already for the Rolex Big Boat, the Rolex Big Boat race, Rolex Sydney Hobart, Grinders SOLAS Big Boat Challenge. Try and say that 20 times fast after 6 cans of Prosecco. That was me on Tuesday night. So let's go to the interview with our next victim, David Griffith, the owner of Whisper. It is a JV62, lots of mods over COVID. Let's have a little bit of a listen, because a lot of these interviews are actually pegging us and getting us prepped for Hobart. Here we go. This is Nick Douglas for Adventures of a Sailor Girl on the dock at the Cruising Yacht Club of Australia. With me, David Griffith, and behind us, his lovely boat. It is now called Whisper. Should we start off with talking about why you've renamed your boat from Chinese Whisper to Whisper?
Thanks, Nick, and great to see you again after so long. Well, this boat's had 3 lives. It was originally built as Jet2 and was campaigned in the UK and Europe. And when Rupert Henry bought the boat, that owner who called it Jet2 wanted to keep the name, and Rupert renamed it Chinese Whisper. And he campaigned it exceptionally well, and of course winning the Melbourne Osaka race. So by a 6-day record, I think. But we've now taken the boat to upgrade it to modern technology and put a new keel on designed by Vrolic. So we now draw 4.6 metres, and we've got a longer bowsprit and lots of other smaller things. So the boat's now in its 3rd life. So we thought, well, it's time now to give it its name under my direction. We've put our implant on it, so it's now simply Whisper. Yeah, which is great.
It is great, and I mean, COVID, a lot of people have felt like they've been halted. I think we've done a lot of work behind the scenes on our technology, and I don't think you guys are any different. You've done so much work on the boat.
Yes, we've got a whole lot of new sails. We've got, the crew's been working round the clock really, and to get ready, and John Hildebrand's been helping us, and Vrolic been fantastic. We had all made in Australia up at Tomago with Brenton Warburton and T.W. Woods. So they put a lot of seriously good engineering into building this keel, and the bulb was lightened. So we've taken over 700 kilos out of the boat, which has pushed our rating up to from 1.506 to 1.524, if you include carrying this wretched whisker pole, which we are carrying, and that added 0.005 to our rating. But we decided for a Hobart race, we think we'll get the advantage out of just getting, when we use it, that extra bit of distance up the track, so we can try and hang on to the bigger boats.
And we would love to see that, don't you worry about it. But the SOLAS Big Boat Challenge, the Grinders SOLAS Big Boat Challenge, a bit of charity, a bit of fun. Are you looking forward to doing a few laps around the harbour?
Well, we are, Nick. It is good fun, but we're the little girl or boy in the race, whichever way you want to look at it, because at 62 feet, the others are 100 feet, and I think Sean's in there with, 69, I think, and then us, and I'm not sure if the Queensland boat's sailing, Grant Warrington's boat, but it's not a lot of boats, but we'll be there, and the CEO of the CYC, Justine Kirchian, sailing with us tomorrow, which will be great. Wonderful to have Justine with us.
Fantastic. I know that she loves being out on the water, and it's great to see her enjoying the sport. I mean, for you, I know you've done a lot of work on the boat, but it must be great to be going racing again. Cabbage Tree race over the weekend.
Oh, it is, and the boat really felt alive when we, at the Cabbage Tree race, we think when we're on boat for boat with the others, we're really holding in there, whereas before we were falling behind a bit. So I think the boat's got the legs now to be able to do it's up to the crew.
Excellent. That's fantastic. We'll let you go and keep getting ready for tomorrow. Really looking forward to the Grinders SOLAS Big Boat Race, and great to see you again.
Yes. Thanks very much, Nick, and wonderful to be out and on the water, and we're all looking forward to it. The crew's all excited, and off we go.
Griff, what a legend. Ended up winning on IRC. More beers in the background. I wish I could flick you around. There's a lot of Christmas cheer, or should I say a Hobart cheer. Remember, guys, there will be a promotion coming very soon. Keep your eyes peeled at Sailor Girl HQ on Instagram or right here on Facebook. You know, on Tuesday, we were actually live on Instagram for once. We usually always go live on Facebook, but we decided it was time to give the Instagram people some love. So off we went, live on Instagram. It was really, really fun, and you'll see a few highlights from that a little bit later on. But next, our next interview, so we've spoken to two of the boats so far. We've spoken to Squawk from Blackjack. We've spoken to David Griffith from Whisper, who ended up winning on IRC. Congratulations. And thanks to Sammy Hunt for doing a lot of filming for us on Tuesday. And next up, the InfoTrack guys. My apologies to Tony Muda. On Tuesday night, after a few cans of Prosecco, I decided I was going to teach him how to start. So bad. Anyway, here's my interview with InfoTrack.
This is Nick Douglas for Adventures of a Sailor Girl on the dock at Woolwich with InfoTrack after a win on not only Lion Honours but IRC in the Cabbage Tree race on the weekend. Nico, how you doing?
Yeah, good. We're a good IRC boat, aren't we?
I didn't think I'd ever see this boat win a race on IRC. What do you reckon?
Oh, unbelievable, really. It's one for the books. I think it surprised everyone, really.
Yeah, it did, but it also shows people that there is the opportunity for that to happen. Tomorrow isn't really about winning. It is actually about charity, the SOLAS Big Boat Day. I mean, it's very important to us, the SOLAS Trust, being at sea and feeling safe or knowing that your loved ones will be looked after.
Yeah, it's an awesome charity, and it's something that, yes, we want to raise some money for, but I figure one of the best ways to raise some more money will be to go well. So that's the plan.
That is. I mean, if you're auctioning off a spot on a boat that's just won a race, that's always a good thing.
Exactly.
Exactly. Now, leading into the Rolex Sydney Hobart this year, it's been a very different year, especially for you two. I mean, have you just spent a lot of time at home?
I've been at home since February, so that's unusual. First time in about 20, 25 years.
Yeah.
So that's, unusual.
Yeah, so I guess it's really good that we can see this Rolex Sydney Hobart happening too.
Yeah, well, I guess it was a few months ago there where it was looking, I think rumour was it was looking doubtful, and it was like, there was like a dark cloud over the industry, and now that it's gone, it's lifted and everything's happening, and people are busy, people are working, and it's great to be part of.
I feel like I've come out of the cave today, actually. I'm like, wow, there's an outside world. Look at this.
Yeah, I mean, it's been amazing coming over here, and just coming over here, and it's so good that I think both our countries have had such a good job, done such a good job with the COVID thing, that life can get back to kind of somewhat normal, pretty quickly, and we saw that on the weekend with millions of boats out in the harbour. It's fantastic, yeah.
It is, and we're also doing it safely though, because we've done the hard yards, we've done that lockdown, but now you get to bust out of that lockdown and do a bit of yacht racing. It must feel good.
Yeah, you bet it does.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to let you keep getting ready and head out and have a good race, and all the best tomorrow, but I hope you do raise a lot of money as winners for SOLAS.
Cool. Thanks, Nick.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. Thanks, Nick.
And win! They did. InfoTrack. My gosh, they're on a roll. Absolutely phenomenal. Now, last but not least of the boats, Mr. Sean Langman. He's been so very helpful to Adventures of a Sailor Girl this year, so a big shout out to him. And so on Big Boat Day, on Grinders SOLAS Big Boat Challenge Day, we decided to go out on the Noakes workboat to help him out a bit, but it was great to be out in the harbour regardless, so it was a win-win situation. So a big thanks to Sean. He has got his boat back as Moneypenny. Let's have a little look.
This is Nick Douglas for Adventures of a Sailor Girl on the dock at Noakes Shipyard with none other than Sean Langman behind us, the beautiful Money Penny, back to her original self.
Yeah, I'm pretty keen to go back to original self and just sail for fun and sail with my mates and a few pros thrown in.
Yeah. Oh, is that all? Just a few?
Just a few.
Do you count yourself as a pro?
Well, look, the thing is, I don't count myself as a pro, but the thing is, I'm really lucky because I do count my pro crew as my mates as well.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not just because I pay them to be my mate. I reckon they're my mate as well.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. I mean, really tough year for everyone in terms of those who wanted to go racing. Now you're back on the skiff, you're back out on Money Penny. We've got SOLAS Big Boat Day tomorrow. It's not just about being on the water, it's about raising some money for charity as well.
Yeah, which is really great that we get that opportunity to do what we love doing and also raise a bit of dough for charity. And yeah, SOLAS Big Boat, I've always called it the Testosterone Cup. You know, it's when it all comes out.
It does a bit, short course, round the harbour. But you guys might have a little bit of manoeuvrability that the big boats don't.
Yeah, possibly. The start's always fun. You know, it's a funny thing. You know, when you're in what used to be called a maxi and now they're just called a toy. When you're in something that's nearly 80 feet long against 100-foot boats, you always want to have a go. You know, it's like bringing a knife to a gunfight. But you know, it's great fun. Like the start the other night up to Cabbage Tree, we mixed it up with the big boys, and yeah, you know, as I said, the testosterone gets flowing, anything can happen. Yeah, it's all good, good fun.
It is all good fun, and this is an indication that we will get to have a Boxing Day, which I know sailors, we don't really think about Christmas, we think about Hobart Day, so that's fun too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's one of those things. Christmas is one more sleep to the big race, the great race. Yeah. So and yeah, as I say, it's been an unusual year, and you know, it's always hard to think about having fun when so many people are suffering. But you know, for us as well to keep going, I think, you know, just getting back out on the water, and you know, everything we do for the community as well as our own employees. You know, it's just you got to make yourself happy, and sailing certainly makes a few of us happy. So we can do our job better.
And on that note, I'm going to leave you, let you get out on the water, and we're all looking forward to watching some great racing. Some great racing indeed. So right now, I'm going to go into my recap of the race, which includes the course, everything that happened on the day. And yes, you will continue to hear merriment here at the Royal Prince Alfred Yacht Club. I'm here because I'm racing here this weekend. So I thought it was a great idea to go live from here to talk about everything that's been happening from the Vendée Globe, as we've already covered, all the way through now all of the interviews with the skippers from before the SOLAS Big Boat race. But as you heard, a lot of the focus was on the Rolex Sydney Hobart, as it often is. As we know, this race is a great opportunity to raise money for charity, but the Rolex Sydney Hobart is definitely most yachties' baby, so to speak. So we should just start ripping into the race coverage. Yeah? You happy with that? Okay. Thanks to everybody who's watching, by the way. Thanks for all the shout outs. A big shout out to George from Malta, to David from the UK, to Terence from the UK. Everybody's dialing in. I love it. I know nobody here is watching because they're all having a nice little glass of something. Awesome. Here we go. So just what will the course look like today? Well, here we are, thanks to Google Maps. I know for those who have been following that we have definitely improved on the laminated sheets of years past. Zooming in to where we started, which was over at Noakes Group. A big thanks to them for getting us out on the water today. Over to the Cruising Yacht Club of Australia. We'll see plenty more action from there today for the Grinders SOLAS Big Boat Challenge. Did get a sneaky coffee back out to the racetrack, starting just off Point Piper. 2 exclusion zones on either side of the start line will make those boats nice and tight. Hopefully we get some imagery from on board. They will then blast in this southerly breeze all the way up to Canai Point, round Canai Point to starboard, and then it's time to do the hard yards, beating all the way back up and around Shark Island. Once they're around Shark Island, blasting back down to Canai Point. I do remember in years past seeing a few code zeros blow up just off Steel Point, mind you. Then they'll be back to Shark Island and one last beat up
to Fort Denison, where they will finish with the harbour bridge in front of them. We'll be bringing you as much of the action as possible, given that the weather is so wet and windy out here.
Wet and windy was a complete understatement. It was psycho. I nearly got run over a few times, made friends with a few of the maritime boats who were laughing at me. It was hilarious. No wonder I drank Prosecco out of a can. Shout out to the Cruising Yacht Club of Australia. I'm drinking Sir James Hardy here at the Royal Prince Alfred Yacht Club. They wouldn't dare serve me Prosecco out of a can. Ridiculous. Anyway, it was great to watch some yacht racing. So on that note, I think that we should get straight into my recap. If you've just joined us, my name's Nick Douglas. I'm live at the Royal Prince Alfred Yacht Club. We've just covered all of the news of the week, including the Vendée Globe. Escoffier is safe on shore after his PRB decided to say goodbye. Far out. I can't even imagine what his family felt or what he felt, but apparently he was fairly calm, which is just a whole nother level of, I guess you've got to have something in the water if you're a solo sailor at sea. All of my best as well to Sam Davies from Initiatives Kerr. She is hoping to resell the race or to restart the race and finish it, even though she's retired, which is just phenomenal. Her amazing boat is raising money for equipment to help kids who have heart defects or heart issues. Given my sister just last week had an operation on her heart, I am incredibly close to this charity, and actually I should give her a call about that and see what I can do to help. But if you see any posts by Sam Davies online and you share them, Initiatives Co will donate, or her sponsors will donate $1 towards that cause. So please get on board. Without further ado, let's recap the Grinders SOLAS Big Boat Challenge. Fantastic to talk to sailors in person. Fantastic to see Maxis on the harbour. Even better to be raising money for the SOLAS charity. Here we go.
$140, $110.
Oh, please, Chad. Woohoo! Whisper up to windward. We'll try and keep up with them. Wow, look at this. All right, we're going to get some speed on here, guys. Just hang on. The two smaller boats, Whisper, the JV62, just to windward of Moneypenny, the RP69. But it is the 100-footers here, absolutely ripping into Bradley's Head. Infotrack, for those who don't know, formerly Speedboat, a JK 100 Custom, and Blackjack, formerly Alfa Romeo RP 100, sister ship to Wild Oats. It's gone quite east here. Try and level up. T doing a great job trying to hang on while I'm going full pelt. Almost matching them for speed, and we're doing 18 knots. Alrighty, Moneypenny's now taken off and left Chinese Whisper to windward. If you've just joined us, we're watching the Grinders SOLAS Big Boat Challenge. We've actually got some yacht racing on Sydney Harbour. I don't know how many people have said to me today, only 4 boats? What? And I'm like, are you kidding me? After the year we've had, I'll take 4 boats over nothing. The Infotrack has managed to get themselves to windward of Blackjack, and they are going to come straight at us, ladies and gentlemen. bit wet on board today. I'm like, oh dear. Tiana's got water dripping off her jacket as well, and it's been dripping onto... Hang on, maybe I should give you a wipe too. What do you reckon? Hi, everybody. Nice to see you. There we go. Ready? How's it feel to be back out covering sailing for reals?
It feels so good. It's been way too long.
Looks bloody awesome. How's that, guys? All right, coming alongside T. You ready? Yeah. Here we go. Infotrack, the Maxi, coming into the finish for the Grinders SOLAS Big Boat Challenge. What a day on the harbour. Oh my gosh, I have so many photos. We nearly got drowned a few times. That was fun. And now we'll try and keep up with them as they come into the finish to take line honours. Oh, I'm not sure if you can hear the grinder from the runner at the back. So good. Nice to see Maxie's back on the harbour. Check this out. There was neck and neck all the way. Blackjack led around the first mark. Infotrack managed to get around them. Then Blackjack got round to leeward of them on the second reach. Then Infotrack got back round them upwind. Oh, that's what we like to see, a bit of a tussle. I think somebody yesterday in my interview said it's called the Testosterone Cup. And it is. Look at that. The Testosterone Cup. This is the Grinders SOLAS Big Boat Challenge. And Infotrack will take the win. Fan-bloody-tastic. Well done. They've just done the triple in the cabbage tree. That is, they did IRC line honours and PHS. Can they take the Sydney Hobart, the Rolex Sydney Hobart this year? We'll keep you posted. Good job. Nice to see you all. My name's Nick Douglas for Adventures of a Sailor Girl. My absolute pleasure to be out here for the Grinders SOLAS Big Boat Challenge, Sydney Harbour, maxi boats, plenty of breeze and raising money for charity. Nothing better than that. I think the amount of times we've watched that in and outro is about equivalent to how many coffees I had on Grinders SOLAS Big Boat Challenge Day. That's how many coffees you need to be able to say the name that many times. Grinders SOLAS Big Boat Challenge Day. But yay, we raised money for charity. It was fantastic. Great day out on the harbour. Phenomenal time. Now why? Why am I here sitting in front of a Christmas tree? I'm at the Royal Prince Alfred Yacht Club. Everybody's out having dinner without me at the function because I was being a perfectionist in editing. But what we're going to do now is have a little look at the boats I'll be sailing this weekend. VX1. Remember that. Come away a little bit. Yep, nice. VX1. There are now over 40 in Australia. There's
way more worldwide. And my dad and I bought one over COVID. So the New South Wales state titles start here at the Royal Prince Alfred Yacht Club over the weekend. The 11 metres are racing as well. A whole bunch of people. I'm quite interested to see how we'll go against the 11 metres. Assy, yeah. And the hull weighs like 60 kilos. It's ridiculous. Anyway, really good fun. Loving it. Awesome to be back at the Royal Prince Alfred Yacht Club. I'll keep you posted. As we're signing off from the show tonight, let's have a little bit of a look at my show reel, which dropped this week. Thank you so much to Joshy Bed for his help with this one. See you soon.
This is Nick Douglas for Adventures of a Sailor Girl at the beautiful Vidala Palace in Alicante, in San Francisco. I'm in Newport with Nick Dana. This is Nick Douglas for Cows Week 2019.
We are out on Sydney Harbour. The easterly has just filled in.
The 71st Brisbane to Gladstone Yacht Race being streamed live to the universe. Joining me in commentary this morning, accomplished yachtswoman, multiple-time national champion and sailing social media queen, Nick Douglas. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Grant. Great to be back.
Great to have you along.
Day 2 of the Invictus Games, and who better to have with us? Nick, what are we in for today?
I think it's going to be a fantastic day to see sailing make its debut in the Invictus Games. They go across the finish line though. You indicated to your dad, who's actually off camera at the moment, but you sail with him.
Yeah, sailed with my dad, which is really nice because he sailed with his dad.
You went sailing yesterday. How did you go?
Good.
What was your result?
What's the result?
Girls have to look like this, be like that, but when you're at sea, you don't have to wash, you don't have to dress properly, you don't have to do your hair. Sounds like being in lockdown.
I love it. I mean, seriously, I have washed my hair for you for the first time in a very long time.
Hometown effectively as a team is pretty amazing.
I think the big thing for me is really about creating opportunities. It's a difficult sport to get into for young girls to have that vision and know that they can do it.
This is Nick Douglas for Adventures of a Sailor Girl on the dock at Hamilton Island Yacht Club, keeping you covered for your 75th anniversary of the Rolex Sydney Hobart.
You know, I'm a paraplegic, use a wheelchair, and just being on the boat is really cool. Like, all the people walking up and down the dock here would have no idea
that when you're running an awareness campaign such as Ocean Respect Racing, there's so much more than just going sailing, as you said.
Yeah, well, luckily the job list for the boat is getting shorter, but the job list for educating and bringing awareness about sustainability, that's long and that will never get shorter. We need to just keep working at that.